Hello Reddit. What's the worst way someone has broken up with you? Changed their FAFSA book status to in a relationship with someone else. That's the equivalent of an employee being locked out of the system and their password changed without actually being notified about being fired. He literally ran away. We got back from a gig and I went to put some ice cream in the freezer, only to hear footsteps and the door slamming. Ran out and he was legging it down the road. She cheated on me with 5 different women in 10 days. Whilst I was in hospital, having brain surgery, she dumped me 2 days after I came out of hospital whilst at her parents' house on Christmas Day. By not telling me at all. We had been together for 3 to 4 weeks, and one day I was just coming home from work and I saw her walking with another dude. I confronted her in front of him, and the conversation went something like this. Me, hey, her name, who's this? Her, oh, hey, this is his name, my boyfriend. Me, haven't we been in a relationship for like a month now? Her, I guess, but we clearly broke up yesterday evening. Me, visible confusion. We didn't break up that evening. We just had a minor squabble about how we should spend more time together. I was working 12s that week. We even kissed when I was leaving her place, and she told me I love you. I was so astounded I couldn't even be mad. Forgot about her in a few weeks, and moved on with my life. I was 17. He was my first everything, pretty much. 8 months into the relationship, lying naked in my bed, he says, I don't love you. I never did. I just wanted to have fun. I'm almost 30 and I'm over it, but I still wonder what the fuck made him do that. We'd been together for 3 years. She borrowed several $100s from me a week before, knowing the whole time that she was going to do this. When she broke up with me, all she did was tell me that she didn't love me anymore. No discussion, no explanation, nothing. She then kept the breakup secret, moved to another city, mooched off of my friends, trashed their apartment, and nearly killed their dog. I've posted this before but here it is. I never loved you, I don't love you, and I never will. You're not worth 10 seconds of my time. This was after a year of telling me I was number one, that he loved me and would always love me, that I was the one person he wanted to talk to every single day. He had never felt this way about anyone before. He'd take a bullet for me, his heart would beat so fast and hands would sweat when he was with me because he was nervous. He promised forever, etc. He swore on his mother's life, he swore to God, etc. Then we had sex. He gave me genital herpes and ghosted me. He was second partner I've ever had, and I used condoms with first. Anyway, when I cried and begged for an explanation, that was the response. I spent the next year literally crying every single day, multiple times a day. Was with her for just shy of 2 years. Holidays, festivals, discussions of marriage the lot. Claimed she lived at home with her mum, who had terminal cancer, and as a result her mum didn't want to bring anyone new into her life as the pain of knowing she would soon leave them was too much. Therefore we spent all our time at mine, and I never met her family or mum. Received a message from a guy one night asking how I knew her. I explained. Turns out her mum was fine, and she had been engaged to this guy and living with him the entire time. They were due to get married in a fortnight. Still blows my mind that she managed to play us both so well the entire time. So technically, I guess he kind of ended it by revealing the truth lol. I just wished him the best of luck and cut all ties immediately. Didn't give her the satisfaction of letting her know she had hurt me by making me do the breakup for him. He slowly withdrew emotionally and started to become increasingly irritable and inconsiderate. If I brought up any of these issues he would act insulted at how I could think that of him, or say/imply maybe it was my fault for not being considerate enough of him and what he was going through. It was so slow and incremental, it took me a long time to figure out we weren't going through a rough patch, or he wasn't having a hard time that I needed to support him through. With my last remaining crumb of energy and self-esteem, I did what he wanted all along, and did the breaking up for him. I broke my own heart. He screamed and insulted me, stole a bunch of my stuff, and later I found out he gave me the kind of HPV that gives you cancer, which I did get, but was treated. Traveled 5 hours by train to see me only to get my house say she doesn't love me and that she wants to break up. She leaves. I cry for about 15 minutes, then call my best friend and ask if he can come over with some beers so I'm not home alone all weekend. I hear her in the background asking him something. Yup, she traveled 5 hours to break up with me so she could fuck my best friend without feeling guilty about it. I no longer talk to him. We had been together for 5 years. She cheated on me. Her younger sister found out by reading her diary and showed me. I confronted her. She went ballistic and said I invaded her privacy. I told her we should take some time. Then when I didn't want to talk for a couple of weeks, she started telling everyone I raped her. What the actual fuck?